What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Starteryou show. So we're starting up something new, something I had planned for a while. We're going to be doing something called the Leadership Series, and essentially what we've been doing before was bringing in these side hustle guys, these students who were doing, things like drop shipping or TikTok shop things or being a part-time DJ, so stuff to do on the side. But now what I want to do is kind of bring in some leaders. So we're talking founders, CEOs, students or non-students. I do want to try to lean towards the student side, but it's all right if we don't get all students only. And our first guest up is someone who's still in school, so he's perfect for a starting point. And he's the founder and CEO of Quiet Square. And I don't want to tell you too much about it yet. I'll let him talk more about it. But let me make sure everything is good to go. And they'll have time for questions, but you guys can throw in questions in the chat. I also think he's hiring interns too, so we'll definitely talk more about that. And yeah, let's go ahead and meet our guest, Chaytonia. Right, hold on. Yep, mute. Hey, you there?
Hey, how's it going, Michael?
Great, how are you? Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so you want to give a quick introduction about who you are and kind of what you're up to?
Yeah, so I'm Chaitanya. I'm from Virginia. I'm currently a high school student, rising senior, and I'm passionate in the business field. So I created a company to help some of my needs, my chess needs, Quiet Square.
Yeah, Chaitanya, my bad. Okay, and what are you currently studying again?
Yeah, so I'm currently a rising senior. I'm planning to go to college for business, either business or something finance related.
Okay, so let's start it off back. Let's kind of do like an origin story here. So when and how did you first get into chess, and was it kind of always a big part of your life?
Yeah, so chess, I started when I was around 9, 10 years old. I
Uh,
love chess playing as a kid. Extremely fun for me. I just love the tactics. I had a lot of, grandmasters watching growing up, like Vishwanathan Anand and other Indian chess stars and normal chess stars that I really liked. So I got into that at a young age. I still play casually, but yeah, that's how I started.
and so what kind of inspired the idea for Quiet Square? Was there like a moment, or was there a problem you were trying to solve? What kind of transpired?
Yeah, so I was basically like, one day just playing with my friends, normal chess game, and I was just, stuck. And then one day I went to a tournament and I was like, okay, I played a game. I got my notation sheet back, which is where you write your moves down for a chess game. And then I was like, I don't want to put all because there's over 100 moves in chess you play like in a normal game, 100 moves around, and I didn't want to like just put all of those into an analysis like website, and it would take forever. So I created Quad Square, which minimizes that a lot, and that really helped me throughout my Quad Square journey.
Right. And did you already have experience with tech or AI before launching this, or you kind of been teaching yourself as you've been going?
Yeah, I did some computer science on the side. I definitely didn't have any machine learning or AI experience, but it's not, I mean, it's not like, rocket science or whatever. Like it can be done by anyone, but yeah, yeah, some computer science experience, but not that much.
Okay, so like in your own words, what's kind of like the core mission of Quiet Square?
So the core mission of Quad Score right now is to basically reshape how people are analyzing their chess games, right? Rather than just like taking hours for a notation sheet or a video that you're watching and you want that analysis, like our app develops as soon as you put that notation sheet in or put those moves in that you want to be shown, rather than taking an hour, you just scan a picture of it or take a video of it, and it instantly goes into our app, which allows you to have real-time analysis, and all of those functions are already there. It's just like that time constriction that's really good compared to other websites.
Okay, so stuff like this does exist out there. Kind of what's different from yours?
Yeah, so there's websites like chess, like the big companies like chess.com and Lee Chess. They have analysis websites where obviously you can play online, analyze your games. But this is more so for like a over the board type of app. So when you're done analyzing your games, chess.com doesn't do it, or Lee Chess doesn't do really that much of a great job to plug in those moves because you're not playing from their website, you know? So it's more for over the board people, and it solves the problem, like rather than playing online games, you want to play competitively, you want to play in person, and that really is the feature of our app.
Um, so can you talk about kind of like the big features like OCR scanning? Explain it to people who just don't understand. Like, can you simplify kind of
Yeah.
your features?
So our main features are OCR scanning, first of all. Like you said, there's character recognition, there's image processing. So basically there's two ways you can get that analysis. Either you are playing, a normal game with your friends. It's over the board. You're taking a video of it, and you want that analysis as soon as you're done playing. So you put the video in that you took the video of for the chess game. Our app scans all the characters, like all of the pieces, and it instantly gives you real-time analysis. So you get to see the pieces moving, you get to see blunders, mistakes you made, stuff you can improve on, and it takes roughly like 30 to seconds to a minute. So yeah. And then the other part is notation scanning. So rather than taking a video, you can also take a picture of the sheet that players give you, like the people give you after your game, and you can just input that. And our scanning, like our image processing, directly inputs those moves and puts into our app.
And did you mention Stockfish integration? You want to just talk about that?
So basically, bots like AI bots are very like inconsistent and they don't know how to play well. But like one that's really been consistent throughout chess's history is Stockfish. Stockfish 12 plus, Stockfish 12. It's been really good with chess, and using that software for Stockfish, it's better than using any other AI.
Okay. So we'll talk a little bit about your team. Kind of what does your team look like? How big is it? How do you manage and what are the positions kind of?
Yeah, so basically, I'm the founder, obviously, and then I have my friend. He's a startup advisor. So, like, he helps me out with clients, getting investors, all of that stuff. And it's pretty easy, actually, for a high schooler. You'd be surprised with how many connections you can make. But other than that, there's employees, like, I have developers still finishing the app. I have marketers. I'm also looking for more marketers to help me with marketing the app. But yeah, so we are around have 5 to 10 employees right now. Not that big, but
Um, okay, and how do you kind of stay organized between school and running the company and kind of making sure you're still building the product and keeping high quality stuff?
yeah, yeah. So that's for sure like the main thing in high school, like separating your time between the things you want to do and the things you have to do. So for me, I really find like a schedule. So I would be obvious, like it's summer right now. So for me, this is the perfect time but for people in the school year and for me in the school year, I tend to go more on the weekends or days I don't have homework or days we have holidays. Is like it's like utilizing your time at the max, and like when you have that schoolwork, finishing it and then just going straight into it is what I usually did. Any free time I had, I picked it up and focused it on that.
Do you have any other internships or something else you're doing during the summer right now, or just focusing on this?
No, this is currently the only thing I'm doing. I'm also, preparing for standardized test scores, obviously for college, like the SAT and stuff like that. That's also another thing. But this is like the main thing. Obviously, I want to focus on get the app out as fast as possible so everyone can get access to it.
Okay, so it's not just web. You're doing Android and iOS too. What's it look
Yeah,
like?
so the website currently that's up is just to advertise the app. Our app is the main thing that we're building, and it's waitlisting. So when you go to the website, you can see the waitlist. You can join the waitlist, and you'll be notified as soon as the app launches. And we're expected to launch around the end of this summer, which would be August or late July.
Okay. And we'll show off the site and just go through it later on. So we'll talk a little about kind of the user experience and what your customer base looks like. So who's your ideal user? Like, is it casual players, coaches, competitive players? What does it kind of look like? What are you targeting?
So my ideal user is someone who dedicates a good amount of their time to chess, if that makes sense. I can elaborate on that. But how it is that, there are some casual players that just play online and they like to play chess, which is not wrong, but I mean, it's not bad. But for me, I'm more so focused on people who put that time in, play over the board, which is important because that's where our analysis comes in. And people who just like, loved like playing chess like in person, like online for me was never like a thing. I loved, communicating, analyzing with other people. So like my main platform is with people who play competitive chess over the board and people who just play casually over the board with their friends or something like that.
And speaking of like people like your friends or casuals, have you tested the product with real players? Like
Yeah,
any feedback
yeah,
that stuck with you?
yeah. So we've previewed the app to some investors so far, and if there are some errors. We're focusing on that, but yeah, my friends have tested it out. We've played a couple of games or two. It's gone into the app. It's just just a little tweaks, and yeah, it'll be good.
No. We'll take an audience question. How do you find your audience and add them to your waitlist?
Yeah, so basically my audience is more so focused, that's more of the marketing type, which is what I'm currently looking for. So interns who can market that app and get it out to the public, specifically people like my audience, which is like people who play competitively, people who play over the board. So that's more of a marketing tactic. Also, just talking to people, just getting connections, networking is also a huge thing in business, and helping people out is another big thing so they can help you.
Yep. Again, I talk so much about networking on the show. It's probably the most
Yeah.
valuable asset you can utilize. So, um, and we already talked about what kind of makes you guys different. We'll talk about some challenges. What's been like the hardest part of building a startup for you? Building Quiet
Yeah,
Square.
so the first thing is really getting it out of the ground, like you have a groundbreaking idea, you want to use it, but dedicating that time and actually like launching it is the biggest thing. Like it probably isn't even your idea, it's the fact that, you just like are having trouble with launching it. Either you don't have the time or you just like that's a huge problem that I've seen. But once you've got it up, once you've created that LLC, that S corp, you've got that website down, and you're finally making the final product, that is easy. But just getting it started is, in my opinion, the hard part.
Yep. Could not agree more. Getting it off the ground. Um, what did you guys register as? LLC.
Yeah, so currently we're LLC acting as a S corp, which is it's just easier to
Yep.
file and stuff like that.
How do you deal with burnout or kind of time management? Or you haven't really had any issues with that so far?
I mean, I wouldn't say I get burned out, but time management is pretty constricting because I do, have like SAT and other things, other school things you do have to do while you're still a student, obviously. But it's good. It's not bad. Like I wouldn't say it's like completely like, because for some people who actually like want to dedicate that time, like you'll get it done. But for me, it's not that huge.
I know you guys are pretty early on still, but has there any been any really big mistakes or pivots that you guys had to make?
Yeah, I mean, there are some times where our app just like, just blacks out, it doesn't function, and we like have to restart the back end, do other things just to implement it into the program. So like the app itself is also like we've made some mistakes in that. Marketing, I wouldn't say so yet, but it's more so of like the technical side.
Tech side. Okay. How do your parents or teachers feel about your startup or what you're doing? Are they supportive? Have they done any help?
My parents like it. They obviously want me to be mainly focused on my
Cool.
education, obviously, which is how it usually is for students. But I mean, it just really depends. Like if like my parents, like if I'm working hard, and it's going well, there's no like objections to it. My teachers, I don't think I've told any of my teachers. I don't think they know, but my parents are fine with it. They like it.
Yeah, that's good. What's something that people totally misunderstand about kind of the tech startup world?
So I feel like That's actually a tough one, but I would say just communicating and just like talking. Like I feel like networking isn't like really that hard, or like starting an incubator. Like for example, some people miss like those opportunities, right? And like they think that they think it's not like real, like they can't get it up, and they miss that chances, like they miss networking chances, they miss incubator chances, they miss like accelerator chances. And I feel like just like listening and getting advice from everyone, regardless who they are, or if they don't
Yep.
have any experience, is key, because you never know when it helps out.
Yep. I have you spoken to mentors and things like that, and where did you kind of find them?
Yeah, like one of my main mentors is my dad. He helps me a lot, and he obviously, family is your best mentor.
Yep.
But my friend too, like he has a ton of experience. He has his own thing. That's also another thing. So like generally, friends and family is my way to go. Yeah.
How are you thinking about growing Quiet Square? Because I know you're thinking about hiring interns, but how else do you see this scaling?
Yeah, so we first want to get an audience down, right? So after marketing and people actually joining the waitlist, when the app releases, we plan to, scale by when the audience uses that app and it keeps growing. We want to eventually monetize it and scale it even more, which would lead to, more users joining the app. So because we would put advanced features into it. So like that's how I would scale.
And what platforms are you guys focusing on for user acquisition? Like what are you targeting, social media sites or anything in specific?
Yeah, so we're planning to go like we're planning to go to local tournaments as well. We're planning to like go places where chess is famous, chess related websites. Like obviously Instagram and TikTok and all of that is good, but I want like more chess focused people. So LinkedIn is also a huge thing. I mean, like getting those people, like getting them together, like getting chess enthusiasts together is also a huge thing. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, events. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's smart. Um, where do you kind of see Quiet Square 1 year from now, and then 5 years from now? What do you like the eventual goal you want it to look like?
1 year from now, I want our app to be like fully monetized. We're making a good amount of money that's allowing us to reinvest into the app. And then 5 years from now, I see it as a thing, that we maybe propose to a board such as chess.com or Lead Chess, and they look at our app and they incorporate it into their website, and it's like, way better, more popular and stuff like that.
Um, yeah, I was just about to ask something about that. I'll just move to the next one. I'll think of it later. How did you guys? You're bootstrapping it. What's kind of like the funding been?
Yeah, so currently we're trying to get like angel investors and people to invest their own money. So like venture capitalists is huge. Getting grants, we've gotten a couple of grants. We're still looking out for investors in exchange for like equity and stuff like that. But we join, like I apply to VCs all the time, see what I can get. Is and then we don't need that much funding right now because we're just trying to get the app out. But that's like the main way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do your costs look like? Is it mainly just hosting and paying your employees, or
Yeah,
you guys
it's
have anything
it's
major?
more so paying my developers, and you'd be surprised. Like website cost is also huge. Like the domain, the premium stuff you use to make the back end, all of the advertising, like the email processing. Like there's like subscriptions that require that, which makes you like buy them. So like the main cost is like the developers obviously making the app, and then the website costs and stuff like that.
Totally understand that. What advice would you give to a student who's like trying to start their own startup and is also in high school? Kind of, what are like the three biggest things you could tell them?
Yeah, so for one, I'd say, what I've been saying, like get it out of the ground, start now, don't wait, don't procrastinate. It's gonna be big, trust me. That would be my first one. The second one is, find a mentor. For me, that was huge, someone who has experience, because going into this, you're with all of you like into the pool all the way flopping in is not a good idea. You do want a mentor who's gonna teach you about those skills in a business. And third, probably like have fun. Like people forget about when they start a business, they're more so focused, of like scaling, growing, which is good and key, but like we just like I feel like people forget to have that enjoyment of what we had at the start about the idea and what we're passionate about.
Yep, because there's only one startup phase. You're never gonna have that period again after your launch, so makes sense.
Exactly.
Um, and how did you find kind of your team members? How did you do recruitment?
Yeah, so my I have some people I know in India and some other countries that I recruited for developing. My friend goes to my school, so obviously he helped me out too. My parents, my family, so yeah.
Any tools or platforms you would recommend for building your first startup, or even just general tools that you think people should use if they're looking to network or learn?
Yeah, so for websites, like controlling, if you want to control the back end, get those responses back if you're doing stuff like that. Supabase is good. It records all of that. Website builders like Lovable AI. Other things that like really help you with your website is huge. Spending that money to have to start filing your LLC, getting that done is also like something that's good.
And how do you kind of stay motivated through like setbacks or slow days that you guys kind of have to
Yeah,
deal with?
yeah, that's a pretty big thing as well. Like for me, I mean, it's more so like, going back to where it started. Like, why did I actually start my startup and like, why am I happy about this? And like telling myself, like, hey, I started this for a reason. There's like, you got to keep pushing type of thing.
And by the way, when did you start this again?
Yeah, so I started this around fall. So that would be like October of 2024. Yeah.
And you're hoping to continue working on it through college, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. I want to get the app out by the end of summer, and then I want to monetize it throughout the school year this year, and then probably do some big like chairman stuff and like cooperating stuff in my college.
And now I remembered my other questions: monetization. What are your guys' streams of revenue?
Yeah, so we're basically planning to add a premium plan, right? So what we're
Yep.
trying to do is compared to the basic where you get like limited scans, limited analysis, and other stuff like that. Now users are allowed to get deep analysis, unlimited scans. They get to save games to a library where they can look at after from past times if they want to keep looking at it. Other things such as, like chances to come to events, stuff like that. We're also trying to plan that out. That'd be pretty big, but like more of a premium, monthly plan that's or making the app, a paid price on the App Store or the Android store, something we're looking at too.
All right, that makes sense. Any resources that really helped you, like videos or communities or books, kind of those types of resources?
Yeah, I mean, YouTube helped me out a lot. Like, it's like more like, tutorials and stuff like that. Other resources, probably, honestly, just like, LinkedIn is also huge because that allows you to contact other people for like client requests and stuff like that. Social media is good too, but yeah, for me, it's mostly LinkedIn and
Yep. Let's see. I want to ask some like kind of more chess related questions.
yeah, yeah,
Because now I know it's recently become so mainstream. Like I think
yeah.
I think Twitch kind of helped boost that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Twitch helped a lot too, and just like their famous clips, like Magnus like hitting the board after he lost to like current world chess champion Kukesh. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I saw
clips.
that.
Yeah,
So yeah, so like clip farming has really helped.
yeah, and like Twitch has boosted it a lot actually. Like there's streamers that like stream for hours, like Hikaru.
I
I'm
know
pretty
him.
sure. Yeah, it's like pretty mainstream now.
I think I know Gotham Chess and
Yeah,
the twins, those girls. I don't know, I know them
yeah, the
too.
Botez twins.
I'm trying to think if I know anyone else. Shizukara. So yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. Do you think it should kind of become more mainstream and spectator friendly, or do you think that kind of kills the magic of it because it's like a really old, complex game that kind of just been in the shadows for so long?
I mean, for me, I mean, obviously it'd be better for me and my business if it becomes more mainstream, it's more recognizable. I mean, in terms of chess related, I feel like the spark of chess is still there, like old fashioned chess. It is still there. There's more methods developed like freestyle chess and stuff like that. I mean, I don't mind it being mainstream, but like I don't hate it. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
And I feel like this combining AI and chess must be pretty new because I really haven't heard of anything like it. But you're saying that there's other things like it that utilize AI?
Yeah. Yeah, so like there's games where like many YouTubers and streamers have like battled AI bots in chess games, and that's also another thing. Freestyling is also another thing where all of your pieces are moved differently, and they like use like there's videos about like if you just search up like using AI to help me do my chess or something like that. Is something that's looked at.
Okay. And kind of, I want to know if there was like a dream feature you could put into Quiet Square, but you had unlimited resources, so it could be anything you want. What would you put in?
Honestly, that's a hard one. Probably like getting all the famous grandmasters like signet or like quotes or like we love quiet square stuff, something like that would be really fun. That'd be cool.
Um, how do you think something like Stockfish, is LC0 another one?
Yeah, that's another one. I know what like even ChatGPT plays chess if you ask it to as well. Like if you create like a program and then just add OpenAI, that also plays. Quillbot also plays chess, I'm pretty sure. But like sometimes the moves go off the board. Like it's super weird, and they like do illegal moves. That's like so like funny to me. So it's not like as
Stockfish, you think is better?
yeah. Stockfish is probably the best chess bot out there. I mean, it's used by multiple grandmasters and like chess analysis websites. So yeah.
And how new are these bigger websites like chess.com and Chess? Like, they've been around for a long time, they just weren't that
Oh
popular,
yeah,
or what?
chess.com has been around for ages. Lichess is it's also been around, but it's favorably like the thing with Lichess is like most users went on chess.com. Lichess was a later thing, so their ratings are inflated and like when you tell someone like I have a Lichess rating, they're like just play chess.com. So like but both of them are they're huge and they've been around for sure.
Again, like most of the stuff, because I have like a couple friends that are really obsessed, but I still have a lot to learn. Um, do you think classical time control chess is better, or do you like rapid or blitz? What do you think is going to be more kind of going towards the future? What's going to become more popular?
Blitz is actually really popular now. Like people love just playing 1 minute times and just like like putting random pieces on the board. Classical is like more like actual chess, like Blitz and Rapid is just like having fun. But right now, classical, maybe in the future, probably more faster times, like 10 minute, 5 minute, 1 minute, like Rapid Blitz Bullet.
That's what I always hear. Blitz is like the really popular one.
Yeah.
Um, is there a single game that either you played or watched that kind of changed how you think about chess? I'm like
Oh
wondering if there's
yeah.
been a
I
game
mean,
like that.
when I watched when Magnus was I don't know, he was very young at that time. Like he was like 10, 11 years old, I say, playing probably the best chess player of all time during that era, Gary Kasparov, and he beat him at 11 years old and Gary Kasparov was at the peak of his career. That really changed, my mind about chess. And also Bobby Fischer, he had some mental struggles with chess. He had some personal problems. So that was also like a big thing that shaped the way I looked at chess.
I've heard of that. About I have heard of that name, but I've never seen the game. What's your favorite opening to play, and what opening do
For
you
black, I play Scandinavian. For white, I play Queen's Gambit. Those are my two favorites.
and what do you hate
Yeah.
versing?
I actually hate the Caro Con. Like, I don't know if you know what that is. And also, I hate the London. I don't like the London system as well. Or even the Italian. Those are all annoying.
If you could study the games of only one Grandmaster for the rest of your life, who would it be, and why?
Honestly, probably Bobby Fischer, because the way he looked at chess is no other way any grandmaster looked at, in my opinion. Like, he was super like technical in a way that like he didn't have talent. In my opinion, he didn't have talent, but he was super like hardworking, and he just like went through the moves every time. Like, if you look at his games, you'll see. Obviously, the modern era, like Magnus Carlsen or like Gukesh, they're big. Gary Kasparov is good. Vishwanathan Anand are also old chess players, but for me, Bobby Fischer is the best. Only person I'd study.
Okay. Let's see. I want to ask a couple more technical questions. How do you handle feedback? When it comes to dealing with the product iterations or just dealing with conflicts with your original vision, because obviously people are going to be asking for other versions or different features that you didn't originally plan. Are you really open-minded?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of feedback, I'll take it. If it's someone more experienced than me, I'll always look into it, obviously. But, you can see when feedback is, you just don't want it, or you just don't like think it's like reasonable. You say, yeah, I'll look into it, but you don't look into it. But for people who are more like experienced than me and have that like, information, obviously, like I'll look and I'll
Yeah, the
probably I'll
mouth.
probably use it actually. Yeah.
How'd you come up with the name?
Quiet Square, yeah. So at first I was gonna do Chessai. Chessai was taken, so I was like Quiet Square, and then I looked at Square, right? I just started playing a chess game, and I was just like, wait, Square, and then I was moving my pieces, and I don't know, I just came up like, what about Quiet Square? Like, that'd probably be good. I Chessai at first was like, it's just self-explanatory, and Quiet Square, in my opinion, is also more niche. I want it to be something more like, like niche, like Amazon, eBay. They're all like niche names.
And unfortunately, just domain availability ends up,
Oh yeah,
forcing
that's also a
forcing
thing.
people to change their names, and that's what we did because our original company name was not Starteryou, so we only got to where we are because another domain was taken, and it was thousands of dollars to buy. Yeah, which
Wow.
again, people didn't have to deal with back then because a lot of domains weren't claimed. But now you got people buying domains just to resell them or using them as
Yeah.
redirects. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
What was that before the domain name?
Lead me, so Leadme.
Um,
Yeah, so we kind of stayed
then
in the.
in my opinion, Stardew is better. I
Yeah,
like
people have
Stardew
loved
more.
this name. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm honestly glad because I think the domain was like 8 grand, so it wouldn't
Oh
have.
wow.
Yeah, and this one was like $10 a year. So yeah, we're gonna take this, and it's a better name. So it was a great decision we made.
Yep.
Was there a moment you kind of realized this was bigger than a school project? Because this sounds like something that would just be like a capstone or something like that. But when did you realize like, oh wow, this can actually be an entire company or a startup?
Yeah, like I was first I was, like I'll make an app, I'll put it on my college applications, that'll help me. But
Yep.
then I was like even my friend told me like he was like if you're gonna put this much time and effort, like you want it to be a business, like using this for your college apps is good, but like he like showed me like this is something you can actually like work with. So he told me, and then I myself realized a little later, I'm like, yeah, this is something I could definitely turn big.
Um, how did you get kind of your first users? Was it friends or how did that come across?
Yeah, so I basically pitched I'm a co-founder of my chess club in my school. So I pitched the idea to a lot of chess members, and they helped out. They tried out the app, stuff like that. So that's where I mainly started, and then LinkedIn was also huge. People getting developers to test my databases, my back end, my front end, how the app works, and stuff like that was also huge.
Yeah, so that's huge right there. Like I was the president of the business administration club where we hosted like guest speaker events and things like that. It's
Uh,
a perfect gateway for you to advertise
yeah,
whatever it is, yeah, or meet people. Yeah, it's so smart. So that's great that you did that.
Yeah.
Let's see if I have any other good ones. Would you ever turn this into a full-time job after graduation? After college
Full-time
graduation?
job, I don't know if I have that answer for that yet. Maybe if you ask me in 5 years, maybe, or maybe even 2 years. I actually don't know. I mean, if it all goes well, maybe.
And if there was, like, let's say you weren't interested into chess, or if you weren't doing Quiet Square, what other idea would you kind of be building? Is there something else that's on that level?
Uh, Actually, not really. But if I were to say, I I'd probably say like cricket. Honestly, was a big thing for me, or like getting any like I'm Hindu, so like I was thinking about making a religious app where people can like understand stuff like that. So like cricket, religion. I mean, I like books too. That's also nice. But I don't think anything comes close
To
to
chess. Yeah.
chess. Yeah.
Um, what about this? What would you tell your 13-year-old self now? Kind of what advice?
Honestly, uh, pro what was that? Like eighth grade?
Yeah.
Probably just don't get too excited for freshman year. It's not that fun. Or look into some clubs. Like I started most of my clubs sophomore year, so that too, and just talk to people. That get
Building your
busy.
network as early as possible. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Some people wait too long. Um, this is a good one. What's your take on cheating and AI assistance in online chess? Because I know, because since you're behind a screen, isn't it a lot easier?
Yeah, but the thing is with actually websites have become very modern now. So like they can tell. Like obviously they can tell. I mean it's very easy to tell actually because playing top engine moves is something a mid-tier player would not do at all. So
Um, what LLMs are you using?
LLMs what?
Learning language models. Are you guys using
Oh yeah,
GPT-4 or what?
so I'm currently using Python, but the framework is React Native. So like that's like a AI framework that helps with app developing. Like it essentially creates some of the backend where we can process like that scanning.
Um, yeah, because I also had an app on Android and iOS, and iOS it costs like $100 a year, right, to keep your app up. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Android just a one-time fee.
Yeah. Android is much better, like the Play
Yeah,
Store, and it's not even. I mean, the market's not even that like much less.
yeah, I switched to Android. Um, if someone, let's see this, like, if someone also wanted to build something like Quiet Square, kind of, where should they start? Something in like the chess realm.
Honestly, to figure out a problem in chess is actually very like
It's
it's
so
very
old.
it's yeah, it's like you like there are no it's its own thing. But maybe just start and figure out something that big people want, what grandmasters want. Like what do the main people, the powerful people in chess in the industry want, and then go from there. Like create it from there. Answer questions and stuff like that.
What I kind of want to know what's your social media stuff been like? What kind of content are you guys trying to do? Is it like a theme
Yeah,
or focus?
probably when the app launches, we probably want our interns to put more emphasis on getting people related into like for Instagram and Snapchat, like getting those videos out. So we want like long videos, like what intro videos, stuff like that. Daily updates is a huge thing that would also be another. So basically just like milestones, advertisement, which is just videos and short form content.
Okay. What's your probably favorite part of the business? Is it the coding, the presenting, the strategizing? What's kind of your
Honestly, I just love saying that like Quiet like I'm the founder of Quiet Square, and Quiet Square is like something that I like take a lot of pride in, and just getting able to tell these people and they're like, oh wow, I've never heard of that, that's the first time I've heard of that. That's something I really take pride in.
So, um, is this something that you would take nationally, or you would just take it throughout the U.S.? What do you think?
Yeah, probably throughout the U.S. But if we like, if you're trying to propose to some company as big as chess.com, they do everything internationally, so it'd probably turn
You
international.
get it eventually, yeah. Well, this was pretty interesting. Do you think AI will fully understand human creativity in chess? Like, do you think it'll be able to replicate how humans play, and then chess.com or someone like that won't actually realize you're using AI?
That's a good question. I'd say probably not because the market and the audience companies like chess.com is not viable or like creatable at all. Like people are like people love chess.com, people love the tournaments. And chess.com is like and Lead Chess are big people who fund, over the board tournaments like FIDE tournaments, USCF, which is a huge uh thing here. So I wouldn't say so. Play like a human maybe, but incorporate the audience and like that fan base chess.com has. I don't think so.
How big are those audiences? Do you know? Do you have like estimate
There's
numbers?
it's like internationally, I don't know the numbers, but it's like super huge. Like if you meet anyone who relatively likes chess, they know about chess.com. And it's like just like chess.com is just, that's like probably one of the biggest domains, out there like
I can't
so
imagine how much a domain like that would go for.
I know.
How often did you compete? Like seriously in tournaments and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I played USCF. I didn't play FIDE. FIDE is international, so I wouldn't go out to other countries for tournaments. But I played USCF. I played in Virginia. Went to some other events. I'm like rated like pretty like 1500 on USCF, which is decent. It's not great, but I played more so on chess.com more than I ever have, but I started over the board very recently.
Would you ever take on like collabs with creators like Gotham Chess or things like that? Would you ever do creator collabs?
Obviously, I love Gotham Chess. Gotham Chess is great. My favorite is probably Hikaru, I'd say, but Gotham Chess is cool too. So yeah, any creator. I mean, I'm all for
Is
it.
there a really underrated YouTube channel or podcast that you know about that other people just it's not popular?
Uh, I don't think so. Like there's no underrated like chess streamers, if that makes sense. Like most of the streamers are really popular, and if I would say I mean, Botas twins aren't hugely famous, but they're also like not that like they host podcasts and stuff like that. That's pretty underrated.
And would you ever think about hosting your own kind of tournaments or like Discord servers or just communities, like Quiet Square communities?
Yeah, probably like a little less online, more so like in-person
In
events,
person? Yep.
communities is good. Yeah, just creating those groups. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Have you ever reached out to schools or chess coaches for partnerships, or do you think that's a route you guys could take, like partnering with chess clubs, like how you're president of one?
Yeah, so basically what my club did, me and my friend's club did, is we used to have county tournaments. So I met, and for us, like when you have a club, you have an advisor who's the actual teacher of this, like one of the teachers in the subject. So my like previous history teacher, he was our advisor. He helped us a lot, and I'd probably ask him for some help as well. Like other teachers who are other advisors of other schools in our county is also something I'd look at.
Okay, so do you want to screen share and kind of show off the site and walk us through?
Yeah, of course.
Kind of just talk a little bit about it. Okay, give me a second. All right, might be a little bit to go.
So this is basically the start. The try demo isn't out yet because we're gonna wait till the app is out. But it just shows like if when you press it, it's gonna get you into that. So
Yep.
this is just a huge thing. The learn more is over here. So this is the actual wait list, right? So putting your email in and clicking join. I'm not gonna do that because I already did it too many times. But that's like the main thing about the website is what we want. And these are the features. So this is OCR notation I was talking about. So scanning the score sheets and converting them into move sequences. And the video one is the other one where you use computer vision. So when you're or if you're on your phone, you can just record it and just put it into the app. This is the engine analysis, offline and online support. So no matter what, you're going to be using the app. PGN export. So what that means is you can take those files as PGN files after you're done putting it throughout the app, and you can just look at it again. Performance visualization. So like time-based move analysis. It says it right there for engine, which is Stockfish. And this is how it works, right? So these are our steps. So you first capture your game, either with your score sheet, what I was talking about, or your notation sheet, or your video of your game using your camera. And then our AI or our backend, our front end React Native, our framework that we're using processes it using OCR for notation, and then engine analysis like Stockfish takes it out, and then detailed analysis, learn from your stick and track your progress. So that this is probably a premium feature we're gonna add, which allows you to track like over time. You can add it to a library, like our contacts, our everything, all of that is down here. So yeah, if you guys can check it out. You can join the waitlist. I'll see it. I send an email out to everyone when it's gonna launch. So yeah.
Do you think that's like a mandatory thing, basically, for all sites to have a wait list when they're first starting out?
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing an app, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say go for it because how else are you gonna know that users are interested, rather than people going onto your website? I say for any company, a website is essential, no matter what product you're doing.
Yep. And people often say, you should be pushing users and sales before your app or product is even out yet, just so you can build traction and kind of get your name out there and show that there's actual need for this. And that's before
Yeah,
your
for sure.
product's released. Yeah. But people think, you need to spend all this time. Are you big on shipping fast and just kind of pushing it out as fast as possible, even if there's like some mistakes, or are you perfectionist?
Well, for me, I mean, it just depends on how big it is. Like, if it's something that's like that can be tweaked later on, like I want to prioritize sending it out. That's like my main prioritization right now. Get the app done, put it out, and when it's out, if there's errors that people are talking about, then yes. If there's big errors, then we can see obviously, yeah, but if we can it's just something we can tweak later, then I don't really mind. I'd put it as fast as I could.
300%. Can you scroll through it again? I just want to see.
Oh yeah. So this is our thing. We're planning to change this, put it all around the website. It's
Is
like
there gonna be a live demo right there, or what's that thing to the right gonna be?
Yeah, so this is gonna be a try demo. We're still working on it. Where users get to actually try it out on the website, which our app is gonna link with, and then the learn more is just down here. This is it's just type of OCR scanning thing. So like this is what's gonna show up when the try demo works, and then yeah, the wait list, and then like we launch, get early access. So I'll send out an email to everyone. These are the features.
And are you guys gonna build in-house like tutorials and YouTube videos that they can watch?
Yeah, I'd probably do that actually. That's actually something I would do. I haven't thought about that yet, but doing a tutorial is great if people want that out. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would guess that would be like even at the front and center of your landing page. Like one of the first things they could do is see like a video embed of how it works and stuff like that, just so they can get a really good glimpse. But the demo is going to be really good too, and you have a free version, which is really smart too.
The free version will always be there. The premiums for people, who are more interested in that.
And can you scroll down again?
Yeah.
I want to see the yeah, right here. Okay, so it's offline and online, so you can use it offline too.
Yeah. So it's gonna be offline and online. So it's gonna basically no matter where you are, it's gonna scan it. And that's actually not a problem because our app doesn't need Wi-Fi for this type of thing. We just need your video, which is in photo, so that's not a problem. And this is just like how it works.
I think that's everything. I'm trying to see if I have any last. Is there any other pages on the site, or is it just the landing page? Do you have screenshots of what the
This
app
is
is
the
gonna look like or
landing
anything?
page. Yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna finish another page if we really want to, because we're not focused on the website right now. It's more so the app. The website is
Yeah,
just for advertisement.
yeah.
But yeah, probably add a video tutorial. That's actually a pretty good idea. I'd probably add that when the app is out.
And then direct link saying like get it on iOS or get it on Android. I'm guessing like buttons.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like a QR code type of thing.
Yeah, see that's the thing, like because our companies are really different. Like we're 100% focused on web, and apps gonna come later on. Like the players or the user should be able to use the entirety of all of our features on our web version. So that's why we really have to make sure our website is thorough. And it's gonna have all the stuff that the app's gonna have. But yeah, you're mainly focusing on app instead of web, so your website can just be a more of an educational place and just a funnel.
Yeah, just a funnel to get those users in. Exactly.
I think one last thing. I want to get just one more question. I want to finally get a good one. Um. Oh, was there a moment you kind of had to? I'll fix it. Was there a moment where you had to kill a feature that you loved, or something like, "Oh, I want to do that, but we're gonna have to wait," something like that?
Uh, Actually, I don't think so. I've That's never
You put in
happened to me
everything.
because our main feature has just been the two we have, the video scanning or either the notation sheet. Yeah, I don't think so. Positively, yeah. Thank God.
Uh. Okay, well, let me chat it. Oh, okay. We have a chat question. Have you ever done a fried liver attack?
I deliver. Oh my God, that is the most meme opening. No, I have not. Like, I do a fried liver with my friends. Never in game. No.
I
Fried
would
liver
hire
attack
this
is
kid on
fun
the spot.
though. Yeah, fried liver is a meme opening. So no.
Okay, yeah. That I just had zero context to that. Now I want to find something else to ask. I kind of already asked, like, what do you look for when bringing someone new onto your team, right? It's do you really care about what school or their experiences, or are you mainly looking for someone who's willing to grow and learn, and someone who's just willing to jump on a startup, because startups are way different than corporate environments.
Yeah, no, I honestly don't care if you don't have any experience. Like, I just want like hardworking people in the team, people who want to actually do what's best for Quiet Square rather than, just for the internship or just for the experience.
Um, yeah, what's your elo? Question in chat.
Oh yeah, so my elonchess.com, you can add me. I don't have my I don't know my username right now, but I'm 1650 rapid. I'm 1450 on my USCF rating.
And I just sent your links in chat. Okay, so if they wanted to reach out to you, what are kind of the best methods?
Yeah, you can check my LinkedIn profile. I have posts. We're hiring marketing interns currently to market the app. Like, the app is basically done. We just need people who can take that out, help that. So that's gonna be another thing. So you can find me on LinkedIn. You can email me quadsquareofficial@gmail.com, and the website sign up. Those are the main links.
So this summer is going to be your launch period, basically, and your sales process and marketing period.
Yeah, this summer is gonna be my launch process. We're gonna try to monetize the app as soon as we see a good amount of viewers coming in, and then scale it.
Nice. Oh wait. One last question. Do you think chess needs a Netflix level show again to grow? Because I saw a Queen's Gambit, but like, what
Yeah.
did you think? Do you
Queen's
think that
Gambit
helped
is
its
great,
popularity?
honestly. Yeah, there's a lot of, I don't know Netflix, but there's a lot of chess documentaries about grandmasters. Probably Queen's Gambit is so iconic. I don't think anything would top that, but I want to see something. So yeah.
That's basically the last time I watched anything related to chess besides seeing just clips from Magnus and Hikaru all over my feed. Would you say there's what's kind of like the best social media when it comes to? Do you think it's Twitch for chess or even promoting it?
Social media, yeah, probably
or
Twitch or
YouTube?
TikTok for like just the clips. Yeah.
Um, Anything else you want to add? Any last words besides talking about your
Yeah, no,
interns?
that's it. Like, check out Quiet Square. We're launching. You can check out my LinkedIn. We're gonna be doing some cool events. We're gonna do some fun things when the app launches. So, check out the socials. Thank you for anyone who came to the stream. I really appreciate it. And thank you for having me.
Of course. And one question we got left. What are some things you've learned from chess that you can apply to yourself? Like any lessons you learned for IRL?
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like it's just chess lessons. Uh, Probably like when I play chess, I tend to be like, like locked, like I'm fully,
Just
yeah, focused. So focus is it's something that helped me from chess. Like passion also is another thing. Like I'm passionate about chess. So when I think about that when I'm doing other work and I'm not as, like motivated, I'm like, oh, like I should remember like how passionate I am for other things. I should be like this for that. So
yeah, it's honestly surprising. Like chess can teach you a lot.
yeah,
You
yeah,
would think it's just a board game, but it's actually really people dedicate their lives to it for something that
yeah,
just
it's
seems so insignificant. But it's unbelievable how big it is. But again, I wouldn't really know too much. But yeah, this was great. I love learning about it because I learned a ton, and now we have a new company to keep eyes on and keep tabs on, and hopefully people will reach
yeah.
out for your internship. And yeah, best of luck with your company. And any closing words you want to say, like one last piece of advice?
Uh I mean, thank you for everyone who watched, and I just want to say, like, if you like chess or if you're anything into chess, like, go for it, or like, hit me up if you need anything. Like, I'm down. Anything that
They want
comes
to
to me.
play you.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming on the